today's video about connectives. Before we define connectives or get started with it, I'd like to show you the Shard London Bridge, which is the tallest building in the European Union, is right in front of me. There you go. There you are. So let's get started. So what is a connective? A connective is a word or a phrase that connects or adds to two parts of a sentence, or you could say even two sentences. Now, if you think about it, if you're, say, for example, if you're talking about the Shard London Bridge, which is the tallest building in Europe, that one, if you're talking about it, and if you say Shard is the tallest building in Europe, Shard is the, I don't know, say the most expensive building, or Shard is this, Shard is that. So what that does is, I mean, obviously it's not grammatically wrong or anything, but to be honest, it doesn't sound quite good. So if you add a connective in there, that makes it sound good. For example, if you say Shard is the tallest building in Europe and whatever the next is. So and is a very simple connective, and I would be providing more connectives like this, and obviously some other types of connectives as well. So connectives can be of different types, like the one that we have already used as an example, and this is a connective for additions. Now there can be connectives for contrast as well. Like, for example, if you're saying Harry is a good student, but he does drugs or something, whatever. I mean, whoever is named Harry, please don't, take it personally. I mean that if you're saying one type of thing and a different type of aspect of the same thing you are trying to say, and that is contrasting, so you can use these type of connectives which are for contrast, and there are for other types as well. So if I try to discuss all of these different types and try to provide example of all of these and try to say how you use all of these, it's going to be a heck of a long video. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to provide the list, and in future videos I'm going to sort of show how you can actually use this in different kind of circumstances. But one thing you have to know that connectives are very important for any type of writing or any type of speaking as well. So you can use these in IELTS, as far as IELTS is concerned. You can use this in your writing task 1, writing task 2, and also in your speaking module. Now I'm going to give you a list of the connectives, various types, and I recommend that you write them down, and you can use them in different situations in writing and speaking, as I said. And of course I'm going to explain later how you can use each of these types. We're going to start with connectives for additions. You can write down if you like, and as well as moreover, furthermore, besides, likewise, in addition to it. Connectives for sequence would be initially, firstly, secondly, thirdly, and so on. I don't mean that so on is a connective here. I mean, like, firstly, secondly, thirdly, and so on means like that. So you can also use thereafter, after that, afterwards, and next. For contrast, you can use but, which is a very basic one, and then you can of course use on the other hand, on the contrary, and you can use however, despite, in spite of, nevertheless, although, and still. When you're using a second sentence as a consequence of whatever you were saying previously, you can use connectives like as a result of, consequently, subsequently, eventually, therefore, and so. If you want to use a connective for a condition, you can use connectives like if only, unless, and in case of. Connectives for reason can be because, this because is a quite obvious one, you'd know that, and you can also use for this reason, the reason why, owing to, since, and due to. If you want to put a connective before a sentence that you're trying to emphasize on the certainty of it, you can use connectives like I'd say beyond doubt, certainly, of course, undoubtedly, obviously, and for obvious reasons. Connectives for examples are very simple. You can use, for example, such as, and for instance. Please do keep in mind that whatever list I'm providing, these are not exhaustive lists, which it means is that there can be more of these connectives. This is just this should be enough for you to get through your IELTS, and obviously you can learn more to use in real life. Connectives for time can be things like before this, after that, and as long as, very soon, and things like that. If you want to emphasize on a specific purpose, you can use the connectives in order to, so that, with a view to, etc. I do hope actually that all of these connectives that I've provided, most of you would actually know a lot of it, but to have that all together might help. And also, if some of these you didn't know, you could now use it. And what I'm going to do is, in some future videos, I'm going to show you how to use these specific types of connectives in what context. So that's that, and so I'll see you in a future video. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome to today's video about connectives. But before we define connectives,
the Mayor of London,
there you go, the
and
announcement
this
again.
is the big one.
Okay.
We're shortly
Bye-bye.
expecting more.
Connectives for example can be, for example, such as, for instance, I'm getting tired of this list.